Today we're going to be doing a little work back here in the workshop. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here. Please subscribe if you haven't. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up and share this content with your friends. Let's go ahead and help grow this channel. You know, we're all about cars, coffee, life, travel, all that kind of good stuff here. And you know, right now I'm getting a little into the RC car thing. You know, the bug has bit me. Getting back into it, rebuilding cars from my teenage years and getting some new stuff. So out here in the shed, I've made this my work area to where I can work on the cars in peace, because you know, my main garage, I have the Project Z28. It's like right up against the workbench. Very hard to work on. Here, you know, we got the stool, we got some lighting, and we got a good opportunity. But my problem is here on the workbench, with the new Sledge, it's really wide and I have a hard time fitting it on the table here. Same thing with the X-Max. And well, actually the biggest problem is when I do it now that I have like the store items here, it hits it and knocks everything off. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and bring it out a couple of inches to where stuff's not going to hit the display stuff. So I'm going to move this whole workbench out. I'm going to mount the pegboard directly to the 2x4s, the framing of the shed, and then we're going to move this whole workbench out, and that should give me enough room to work in here a little more comfortably. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble with the wife. It's like 3 a.m. and I just got a text, stop. She must have heard me drilling the screws into the shed. I don't know. You figure this thing's far enough away from the house. I don't know how the hell she heard it, but I mean, I know this like hammer, it's not a hammer drill, but it like impacts, so that way you can drive in screws really easy. I guess she heard it. Oh boy, I'm gonna be in trouble for this one, but hey, I'm happy, man. Check out my workshop. I put a piece of wood here to kind of spacer this off. Then I got a piece of wood here, so now that this thing is far away from the board, that way if I'm working, stuff shouldn't fall off. I mean, the workbench is down here, so worse, it gets stuck between the two. And then I added a piece of wood here. Gives me a little more storage on the windowsill, but mostly it just gives me a place to push the workbench against. So initially I did that, I was going to screw the workbench to the wood like the original people did, but honestly it doesn't need it. It doesn't. This thing's pretty soft. Well, alright, maybe I will, but I'll probably screw this top piece and give it a little more rigidity, but I'll do it later when the wife goes to work. Later on, I do have a package coming from Amazon. I got some hooks coming for the pegboard, so as soon as that comes, I'm going to go ahead and try to rearrange this, because I'm kind of out of hooks, so I got stuff kind of jumbled up here. So hopefully this is going to look a lot better when I get some more hooks. And now we need to fix this drawer. See, the problem is that when you push it all the way in, it's really hard to get out, and this thing is flexing. So the problem is it pulls it open and there's only like a little metal lip down here. And if anything is close to here, it falls out of the bottom. And there's not enough, this piece of wood that's in here wasn't cut straight. So I've already cut 2 pieces of MDF. I'm going to go ahead and screw them to here. Then we'll push that in, hopefully, and screw that up from the bottom. That's the game plan, at least. Next, I want to take a look at the Rustler here. I'm not liking the way this tire here is kicked out. I mean, toe-in should always be in a little bit, at least on real cars, but this one just seems to be excessively out. I don't know why. And then I'm looking at it, and look at this. There's just like a lot of play here. Same with this side. Not as bad, but there's a lot of play. So I'm going to check, make sure everything's tight in here and see what is going on. Okay. So this steering knuckle was a little loose. The new, where I put in the new A-arm, that was tight, but right here, this screw and this one that hold this are a tiny bit loose, not terrible, but that would probably cause all the side-to-side play. But there is also a certain amount of flex built into this, so that way if you hit stuff, it flexes and doesn't break. So take that into consideration. But now I need to look at this this alignment and see, they give you a little thing here on the turnbuckle to adjust that. So we'll go ahead and knock that out, and we should be good to go with the Rustler. Alright, we got it tuned up. Did a couple high-speed runs. That tire there is looking way better now. Might try to tweak that one in. It looks like it's out just a little bit. Maybe get that one a little tweak. But yeah, other than that, pretty happy with that. Front end still moves a little. It's better definitely on the other side. Once I tightened up those caster blocks, whatever they're called, tighten them up, it's moving less. It still moves though, but I said they put a lot of give into these cars, so that way when you hit stuff and flip them, that you don't break stuff. So I guess it is what it is. But yeah, so the alignment's doing good. Like I said, a couple high-speed passes out here, no wobble, no anything. So the little Rustler is doing good. Hell yeah. Oh man, what a fun little car. It's definitely easier to drive that around the yard and up and down the street than it is something like the X-Max or the Sledge. They're huge, and they got so much weight when they're going. You try to stop them. Yeah, this thing's a lot easier, safer, probably to run around the neighborhood. All right, job well done. I have yet to find a good way to carry this thing other than like this. There's no place to grab it. Like, I guess maybe you can kind of grab it by the arm, but it's just, I don't know, the tire kind of hits your hand. I mean, there's no way to carry it from the front. You got too much stuff in the way. Whew. So far, I've avoided the wife finding that. So I'm going to do a couple little things here. One, I want to adjust the slipper clutch on the Rustler. I don't really know much about this. I'm still researching and learning. I made it a little bit tighter because I thought I wanted more power transfer to the ground, but like reading up on the slipper clutches, it's really designed to protect the driveline from sudden engagement. It's still well, what I noticed today is when the yard, when I was taking turns, like this front tire really ballooned out and it flipped over really easy. It didn't handle the way it used to, like spinning out the back end. And reading it, the looser the slipper clutch is, the better the handling. So I'm going to do that. Then we're going to open the Sledge up, and I want to check the center diff. A lot of people complain that the center diff isn't packed with enough oil. It causes the front tires to balloon up. Now my front tires are getting a little bit large, but they're not quite the pizza cutters that I've seen online from some people. But I don't have the high-speed gear in there either. I'm not sure what they were running, if they were on the high-speed gear and got the ballooning, or the pizza cutters. I mean, man, the tires really come up. So I just want to check the center diff. I also want to check the pinion gear, make sure it's Loctited in there nice and tight. I did check all the screws on the bottom of this thing, and about 90% of them were loose. The motor mount on the bottom was actually tight. On the top, the motor mount, 2 of the screws were a bit loose, and a couple others on the top. So they do have some kind of manufacturing issues going on with the Sledge. I think they're just really in a hurry to get this thing out there, probably for summertime or something. I don't know. So let's open these things up, dig in there. So that wasn't bad at all. The Rustler actually came with a little wrench. You put it down there on the nut that comes off the slipper clutch, rolled it backwards a little bit. At least the name Traxxas is written on the drive shaft. So I spun it half a turn. We'll call it a day. I'll test that out later. Working on this thing, this was actually, you know, fairly easy. It does work out nicer to have the stand, because when you pick this up, the tires come down and gives you better access to the 2 bolts for this I-beam. And I still needed a ball hex because I couldn't get in there straight. But other than that, straightforward. Take those bolts out. The only problem I had was when I was putting it back together. That top piece, that top bevel gear, actually has like a shaft, like a pin in it, and then the top piece that goes on, there's the cup that sticks out. You have to like line that up with that pin. I didn't know. I didn't realize. I just put it together, screwed it in, and I couldn't get it to fit because that back bearing was sticking out past the case too far. So I was like, what's going on? So I opened it back up, and that's when I realized my mistake. So not too proud to admit my mistakes. If you're going to work on that, you know, if you have one, just you know, just know about that pin, and you have to line that stuff up. But other than that, then I got it in there. The pinion gear was very tight. It took it out, but I took the screw out anyhow because it was like, I like the pinion gear to be dead centered on the spur gear. They had it like right on the edge, and you could see a little wear on it. So I loosened up. I moved the pinion in a little bit, so now it rides dead center. Put some more Loctite on it. So we should be good to go. I heard from Traxxas this morning about the receiver. They said send them the receipt. I sent them the receipt, and I still haven't heard anything. Not happy about that at all. This is a brand new vehicle, broke out of the box, manufacturing defect. You know, I want stuff done. You know, this shouldn't be anything. This receiver they probably use in a bunch of cars, so it shouldn't be short-handed on this thing. You know, they should just send it out. They don't even ask that much money if you buy it through their website. I think it's like a $79, $69 part. Just send it to me in the mail. Get the thing going. So I sent him an email, told him, I said, I hope this thing's in the mail. I'm not happy that I just spent a lot of money on this thing. It's broke out of the box because of your fault. So I don't want to hear me send the thing back, and then when you get it, so that's poor, you know, company customer service, because you're going to make my vehicle be down and make me wait for something that is 100% your fault. This isn't like any question thing like, oh, I broke a control arm because I was jumping and this happened. This is electronics that they broke when they built this, so not too happy about that. But anyhow, check this out. Look at that. It works. It works good. See, no more flex when I put this thing, which is good. I was afraid I was going to break this thing. So yeah, oh man, I still got to put these on. I got these for here, the Rustler, or not the Sledge. I also have them for the X-Max. So all my vehicles have these blue controls. They do look good, man. They do really look good. I think it just really adds something. I don't know. I don't know if I feel like doing it right now. I don't know. Oh, man, servos. Like I said in one video, like this thing's kind of slow. And when you drive it around, like trying to take it on that track, I just couldn't get it. It just won't go. So I was looking at just doing a faster one, see how it would affect this thing. But man, when did they get so expensive? Like seriously, like a decent servo is over $100. You can go like $200 for a good servo, something that's waterproof, metal gears and all that, for that little tiny. Wow, unbelievable! Just wow, I've been out of the game way too long. I mean, those little servos, like I bought a new Futaba radio when I got the for the Hot Shot. Came with little Futaba servos. I mean, the whole radio I think was like $89, and that came with like 2 servos. Or no, it didn't come with any servos. I stand corrected. I had to order them. So I ordered a high torque and a regular one, and I think they were like $20, $30 a piece. Oh man, tell you what. So I don't know. Should I put these on? There's going to be a bit of work on this one because this has the mud guards, and these arms also have an interior piece that goes together, and then that's more stuff. So you actually have these pieces that have to screw inside the arms. So a lot more work on the arms on this thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. Alright, I'll let you know. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have an update here on the Sledge. Freaking supply chain crisis, man. Tell you what. So yeah, the receiver is back ordered. I think it's like mid to late August it's going to ship, at least according to the website. I haven't heard back from them yet. Very slow on responding to emails. But at least the good thing is the Rustler does work. It does drive. It's just limited in range, so I just have to be mindful about like how far it goes. But man, that thing is fast. It get out of range pretty fast. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video there. I think I'm going to do a whole video on upgrading the Rustler. I have a couple things coming for it. So yeah, I had to order those covers for the control arms, and then I have a couple other little items coming. So I think I might just do a whole video on that, or I might just throw it in there, be like a real quick time lapse me throw the stuff on there. I don't know. I'm not trying to, like I said, I enjoy the RC stuff, but I'm not trying to be an RC car channel, because in the end, travel is my goal. Hence the name Vetruski Travels. You know, we do want to travel, despite the wife telling me we'll never travel if I keep spending money on this stuff. So I do want to thank those of you that do use my Amazon store. It does help tremendously. Like when you hear the music on here, that's Epidemic Sound. It's like $15 a month. It's a recurring fee for me to use that. So anything like that you could do, it's free. It adds nothing to your cost. I get commission what you buy, and it adds nothing to your cost. It's a really great, easy way. Plus, you know, you can buy like these neon signs right here. They're actually LEDs, but that's the name of the company's Dope Neons. But they got these great signs. We got T-shirts and stuff like that available, coffee cups. So check out my Teespring store. All helps out the channel. I greatly appreciate it. So till next time, everyone, stay safe, take care, stay motivated, positive, and all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.